Flash channel. Today we're going to be discussing the text data type. Alright, so the text data types references, just try to open up this links here, and don't worry, I'm going to add it in the video description below. So basically, what is text? Okay, it's ideal for storing large string data of character strings. Okay, it can't have the default value. Um, this talks about the default value for the actual column. We'll discuss the one later, and then automatically adjust to its text family depending on the display size you specify in the text display. So you can actually declare it like this: text and the display size. We'll also discuss that one in depth. And then you can directly use TINYTEXT, text, MEDIUMTEXT, LONGTEXT without having to specify the display size. Pretty much this is the kind of like shortcut if you want to skip declaring the display size. Alright, now let's discuss the text family. So we got 4 TINYTEXT, text, MEDIUMTEXT, and then LONGTEXT. Okay, note the size is actually applicable if you have like kind of like 1-to-1 ratio. So for example, you just save a character um, to the database and it uses up also one character. So this particular um, kind of like counting or the method of saving, this is accurate, but for only for the character that takes 1 byte. For example, the Latin 1. So this is applicable, but if you have UTF-8, which is actually the default, it has a different way of uh, using how many memory per character you're actually kind of like saving to the database, because this one saves 3 bytes per character. So meaning if you put letter A to the database, instead of using only 1 byte, it uses 3 bytes. Alright? But you'll understand that one later. Okay? And then just a note that if you don't specify the engine character set or the collate, collate means the collation, when you create a table, then it will default to these values: engine NODB, character set UTF-8, and the collate is UTF-8 general CI. Alright, just keep the one in mind because it will actually affect how the data or how much memory per character is used when it tries to save that character to the database. Alright? Okay, so we will actually try this one first, the show character set. Okay. Alright, so check the character set or CHARSET max length. So this is actually the column. Max length is the size it uses to store a character. Example, Latin 1 uses 1 byte and UTF-8 uses 3 bytes. Alright, so you'll understand it more if I do this one. Okay, let me just try to arrange it. Okay, and here we go. Oh, it's too long. Alright, but anyhow, there is a lot of character sets that is available. So basically, let's start with the default. Okay, there we go. So the UTF-8, this is the actual character set. Alright, so here, character set. This is the description, the actual name of it. So it's UTF-8 Unicode. And then this is the collation or the default collation, and then the max length. Alright, so pretty much you can see there that the maximum length is 3 for UTF-8. Alright, now let's check out Latin 1. So for Latin 1, we got, okay, so we have just 1 byte per character. So Latin 1 is actually this one, the CP1252 Western European, and then it's Latin 1 Swedish CI. So CI, remember, it stands for case insensitive. Alright, so basically my point here is that the default uses 3 bytes, and then if you actually specify the character set, for example, you wanna use Latin 1, then it just uses 1 byte per character that is saved on the database, while the UTF is using 3 bytes per character. Alright, hope that's clear. Alright, now we're going to be discussing the default so that you'll understand. So basically, default just means the default value. If you don't specify a value on the insert, then the database doesn't give you an error, but whatever you specify in the default, it will actually use that value. Alright, so let me just copy this. We'll create a table named test. Alright, let's just try to describe it first. Alright, so as you can see, the ID column here, the default is 10, just in case you don't insert anything. So this is defined when we create the table. Alright, so how do you insert a data that is default? So simple. All you need to do is just insert the actual command for the other other columns. So as you can see right here, that we only use the column name. We did not use the ID. Alright, so I'm just gonna copy this and paste it. So I'm using President Trump's as the value. Alright. Okay, and I'm gonna do a select all from the table test. Alright, as you can see, as expected, there 10, but without you specifying the value. So that's how the default works. Okay, the default, this one. Alright, so at least you're actually getting what it means right now. So let me draw first the table test so that we can recreate it again. Alright, so the reason why I'm discussing this, because if you're using text and you specify default, it will not actually work. So for example, you declared a column named country, text is 50, so this is the display size, and you'll say that here default US, it will actually throw up. It will give you an error. Okay, so can't have a default. So by the way, there are other data types aside from the text that doesn't like the default. I would call it column modifier. Okay, so the blob, the text, geometry, and the JSON data types doesn't like the default. Okay. All right, let me just try to clean this one up. Okay, and then what's next? We're going to be discussing the family. So again, the family, if you think of it, it is just a shortcut. Okay, instead of using the display size, you're going to be giving it the actual value. So pretty much, to sum it up, uh, TINYTEXT uses an itty bitty, just a small part of the size of the whole available size for the text, which is the long text, by the way. All right. So if you scroll up here, so this one is using all the memory, okay? And this one uses almost all. This one a tad bit, and this one is the tiniest. So that's how it works. So instead of doing like this one, you would specify the display size. If you know the actual estimate of your column, you can just use these names right here without specifying the display size. Okay? Just remember the note that it really depends on the character set, how many bytes it's using in the memory to save a character. All right? So that's about it. And remember as well, the default is UTF-8, which saves 3 bytes per character. Okay, you'll understand that one later, but for now, let's just try this one out. All right, and I'm gonna describe the table test. All right, so yep, this is using right now the default character values. All right, remember it's using UTF-8, so it's saving 3 bytes per character. All right, so what else? Let me just also drop this one. Drop test, or rather, drop table test. All right. So there's also one thing that I need to show you. So what if you will use like text and then text 0? You're using a display size right here that is actually 0. So actually, if you use this two right here, they are just equivalent. All right, let me just try to show you that. So in case you want to question this one. All right, as you can see, they are pretty much just basically one and the same thing. All right, so let me just try to drop the table test so you can reuse it. All right, now here's the meat of the thing that I've tried to explain earlier. So if we actually specify, all right, by the way, when you don't specify when the actual character set and the engine, when you're creating a table, just remember that it always defaults to this 3 right here, okay? You know, DB is the engine, the character set is UTF-8, and the collation or shorthand collate is just UTF-8 general CI. Don't forget that one, okay? So let's go back right here. Since we specify the character set, which is Latin 1, it actually saves. So using Latin 1 uses 1 byte to save 1 character. So this one is pretty much applicable. All right. So if you use this, this is actually this portion right here. This is I'm talking about the display sizes. Okay. This values right here. Those are the display size. Alright, so pretty much if you use Latin 1 on your table, so if you put the display size from 1 to 255, it can actually detect that it's a tiny text. So that's the idea. 256 to 65,536 is still text. Alright, so for example, you're declaring it right here. And then so on and so forth. Alright, so pretty much you're declaring just the text keyword as your data type. But it depends upon what type of, or rather the display size you're using, then you can actually predict what uh, data type it's gonna use. Alright, so hope that's clear enough. Let me do some examples just to make sure. And just a reminder, the dashes here is just comments. It doesn't have any effect on MySql. Alright, then we're gonna do a describe right here. Scribe test. No. Alright, as you can see, as promised, if you use 255, gives you TINYTEXT. This value 65536, medium text. This one, that's a huge number right there. Also uses a medium text. Alright, and then this one uses long text. And by the way, I think I missed something here. This shouldn't be 3.6, should be 3.5, because as you can see, as promised should be text, but the actuality of the result is different. Let's fix that, okay? Let me just drop the table again so that you'll see, because I was actually testing it out earlier. I forgot to change it. Alright, and here we go. Alright, that is actually fixed. At least we committed a mistake. So remember, if you committed a mistake, you rectify the mistake, you can actually remember it a lot longer in your brain, okay? So that's my point. Alright, so this is for, remember, Latin 1, since we specified Latin 1. So for the default, which is UTF-8, it's a little bit different, okay? You can actually remove this. You can actually do it like this, or you can specify it. It doesn't really matter. It works the same way. Alright, I'm gonna drop the table so we can play around with it. Okay, so let me try to show it to you. And we're gonna describe the test. Okay, yeah, I think I'm still playing around with this one, the value. 46, yep. 2, let's see, 1 through 85, then 86 through 45. Yeah, let me fix this one first real quick here. Alright, because it's using the medium text again, I forgot to return it to the correct values. Alright, let me just try to drop this again. Alright, and I'm gonna recreate the table, and hopefully it fixes it. Test. Alright, so it has the same idea like what I've explained earlier during when we used Latin 1. So if you use UTF-8, it's actually a little bit different. So we use the 255 as the base value. So right there. So if you divide, let me pull up a calculator. Okay. So actually, 1 byte per character is the actual basis. So since 12255 is equal to tiny text, if you're saving 1 byte per character, now if you're using 3 bytes per character, if you want to divide it, say 255 by 3, you'll get 85. Okay, you'll actually know the value of your sizes if you're using a different character set. So this is actually a trick. Just divide it to the base values here. That's why I discussed it earlier. Okay, so you can actually do that one if you have a specialized character set. Okay, so this one, the text 65536 divided by 3 is 12845. Alright, just don't mind the decimal or the fractional side of it. It's here. 21845, 21845. Alright, so I hope you're getting it. And then this one, 16777215. Okay, so how much is this? Okay, it's quite a lot. 16,777,215 characters. But you will divide that one by 3 and you'll get this value here. 5592405, which is this one. This is actually the actual range. That's how I actually got it. Okay, so what else? Long text. For long text, you don't need to divide it because again, it's using all the memory. Okay, let's compare it so that you know. See, for long text right here, and check out the character set. The two are just the same. Even if I use Latin 1 here, it uses that value. So it's the same deal if I use the character UTF-8. Alright, so this here is useful when you're actually using a different character set and you want to predict the actual size or the boundaries. Alright, so the trick here is that you'll give this command show character set, and then you're gonna kinda want to check out the max length. So for example, you wanna use this one, which I do not know what it is, or probably this one, the China National Standard if you're Chinese or whatever. See, it's using 4 bytes, so pretty much all I need to do is this. For example, you want to know the boundary of the thing for the tiny text. So all I need to do is 255 divided by 4. You'll get 63. You know what? I am actually intrigued. Let's go ahead and try it out. Okay? So let's drop again the table test. Alright, so what if I'm gonna just have to use that thingy and let me try 63, and I would say C2 text 64. So this should be tiny text, and this one should be the actual text. All right, we're gonna change this one. So we gotta change it into this, the Chinese National Standard. So, all right. Now we will see the difference if it works or not. Okay, what do you know, it worked. Okay, so yeah, that's the trick there. So pretty much we know that the tiny text for the Chinese standard, which is this one, is from 1 to 63. That'll be tiny text, and for the text it starts with 64 up to you have to calculate this one. So the math is this. You just have to like divide it by 4 and you'll get this one. That is the unknown. Okay. All right. Hope you understood the simple math here. All right. So hope that's clear enough. Again, thank you so much for visiting the Flash channel. Please like, share, and consider subscribing to our channel. And you can also donate to our Patreon page. All right. Thank you so much, and you have a nice day. Bye.